Life is truly but a fleeting moment. Make the conscious choice to live it with purpose, a positive attitude and strong determination, beginning right now.
Without further delay or making excuses, each conscious and deep breath regenerates you and connects you with your inner self. Every firm and well-considered action brings you closer to your true authenticity. Embrace the change that you need to truly enjoy every single day to the fullest. Choose to be the best possible version of yourself.
Welcome everyone to this brand new second episode of Your Best Version. What an immense honor, what a great joy to be here and receive your affection and your trust. It is impossible to live without failing at something unless you live with such extreme cojones that you might as well not have lived at all. In which particular situation you have demonstrably failed by your own lack of action? J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. The fear of failure paralyzes us more than the failure itself. But every great story begins with someone who decided to take that very first step, despite the fear and despite the uncertainty. Let's continue your journey to your best self with this truly powerful story.
A story that is inspiring.
Before she became the world's best-selling author, Joanne Rowling was a single mother living on social welfare in Edinburgh. She had just emerged from a very difficult marriage. She was battling a profound depression and possessed very little money to provide for her young daughter, Jessica. She had a dream, a story of a young wizard boy she'd envisioned on a train many years before, but every single thing in her life was shouting that it was the absolute worst possible time to chase a dream. It was the moment to finally be realistic, to stop trying to get a stable job, and to completely forget about all those fantasies. Nevertheless, Rowling accomplished something truly extraordinary. She simply began. Not everything was absolutely perfect, like this very podcast you're hearing right now. Not when he had the time, not when he had all the necessary resources available. She started eating in coffee shops while her bobas lived because she couldn't afford the heating in her small apartment. The Harry Potter manuscript was rejected by publishers 12 separate times. 12 publishers still that her story wasn't good enough, but she refused to let the rejection define her value or her purpose. She just kept on trying. In an interview, some years later, he explained, failure meant getting rid of everything that was not needed. I stopped pretending to be the person I wasn't and began to direct all of my energy towards finishing the one work that truly mattered to me. I had never been so completely free. It's beautiful. Oh, dear, my dear listener, that perhaps you are waiting for the perfect moment to begin. I have to tell you something about that. Big news, that moment does not exist. The perfect moment is now, exactly where you are, with all the imperfections that your life holds, because starting doesn't require perfection.
Do you know what's needed?
Bravery.
We'd like to welcome you to our podcast.
A very warm welcome back, everyone, to Your Best Version of Yourselves. I'm Fernando, and today we're going to discuss a subject that truly paralyzes more individuals than almost anything else, the fear of beginning. Last week, I requested that you spend some time thinking about your authenticity. Perhaps you came to realize certain aspects of yourself that you had forgotten or maybe even ignored. And then now, the inevitable question always comes up, so what am I supposed to do with this now? As a teacher, I have personally witnessed this exact pattern hundreds of times. A student discovers their passion. His eyes begin to sparkle. They truly light up. His entire energy completely transforms, and then he does absolutely nothing. Not because they don't want to, but because they don't know how to begin. Or even worse, because they think they need to have everything figured out before taking the first step. My children are constantly teaching me this. When my youngest learned to walk, he didn't wait to know how to run. He didn't wait for his balance to be absolutely perfect. Instead, he simply took a step, he stumbled and fell, but then he got back up, took another step forward, and that's precisely how he learned. As adults, we have forgotten that innocent wisdom of childhood.
We think that we need to have the complete map before we start the journey. But here is the liberating truth. The path reveals itself as we walk.
The most fundamental question.
Let me tell you about the 3 fears that stop most people from starting. The first fear is the fear of failure. But here's the paradox, and the real irony of it all. Not even making an attempt is already a failure, it's failing by omission. As Theodore Roosevelt famously said, it is far better to dare mighty things and fail than to attempt nothing and succeed. The second fear we often encounter is the fear of judgment. What will people think? What will they say? But Marcus Aurelius reminds us of a profound truth. He who fears suffering already suffers by fearing. The opinions of others are their own mental noise, not your truth. The third fear is the most subtle, the one that often goes unnoticed, the fear of your own power. Marianne Williamson wrote, our most profound fear is not that we are inadequate. Our most profound fear is that we are powerful beyond all measure. We are afraid of what it will truly mean to live up to our full capacity, because if we genuinely commit to our authenticity, we will no longer have any excuses. We can no longer blame others for our mediocrity. But let me tell you something I have learned. The regret of not trying, of not even attempting something, weighs infinitely more than the pain of trying something and not succeeding. Because when you actually make an attempt, you truly learn. But if you never even try, you'll only be left wondering. Oh, what if? And it will stay with you for the rest of your life. The philosopher Seneca once wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare to undertake them. It is because we do not dare that they become difficult."
Mindfulness to reconnect with yourself.
We are going to perform a very powerful exercise. Please find a comfortable position for yourself, and then we'll breathe deeply together. Just close your eyes if you're able to, because we are going to connect with the energy of a brand new beginning. Are you all ready? Come on, let's inhale very deeply. And clearly visualize your dream, that genuine and authentic project that you carry inside. Exhale and release the paralyzing fear of failure. Take a deep breath once more and truly feel the determination to make that very first step. Exhale and release the constant need for everything to be absolutely perfect. Breathe in very deeply and truly recognize your own intrinsic value. Now exhale and let go of all the opinions that are not truly your own. Now, in this moment of profound clarity, ask yourself this important question. What is the single smallest step you can possibly take today towards your own true authenticity? What would happen if I allowed myself to really try it?
What exactly would I be saying to my future self 5 years from now if I don't begin today?
Don't search for grand answers. Just let the next obvious step emerge. Take a deep breath, a really deep one, and then please come back when you feel completely ready.
The most important part of the message.
Hey, here's the secret to changing your life. You don't need to take the absolutely perfect step.
You just need to take the very next possible step. The Japanese have a concept that is called Kaizen, which means to continuously improve through making small, incremental changes.
It's not about making a radical transformation. It is a matter of achieving steady, constant progress. Step by step.
Do you want to write a book?
You don't have to write the book today. Today, write a paragraph. Do you want to change careers? You don't need to resign tomorrow.
You really have to update your curriculum vitae this week.
Do you want to improve your health?
You don't need to run a marathon.
You have to go walk 50 minutes today.
The author James Clear explains this perfectly in his book Atomic Habits. It's the book you've probably seen many times in bookstores, and he says, don't rise to the level of your goals.
You will inevitably descend to the level of your systems, and your system begins with a small, consistently repeated step.
As an educator, I have developed what I refer to as the read the 1% rule.
If you improve by 1% every single day for an entire year, by the end of the year, you will be, do you know how much?
37 times much better?
You don't need to duplicate yourself overnight. You just have to be a little bit better today than yesterday.
But here is the crucial part.
That very first step needs to be in complete alignment with your true authenticity. It's not just any step you take, but the one that truly resonates with who you are at your very core. Because when you take an authentic step, no matter how small it may seem, you unleash something truly magical. You generate incredible momentum. Momentum is far more valuable than mere motivation. Motivation often fluctuates, but momentum truly builds. Once you begin to move in the correct direction, each subsequent step becomes much easier than the one before.
And here's what's beautiful. You don't need to have everything sorted.
You don't need to know how you'll reach the final destination.
You only have to know what your very next step is.
The road ahead lights up as you move forward. Epictetus taught us something profound. Don't feel the need to explain yourself. Your true friends will never require it, and your enemies will simply not believe you. Your primary purpose isn't to convince anyone else. Your most important job is just to begin.
The exercise for the entire week.
This week, friends, we'll turn reflection into action with the 3-step ritual. Every single morning for the upcoming 7 days, you will follow these specific steps. First, you need to identify a small, tangible action that moves you towards your true authenticity. It must be something you can easily accomplish today in less than 15 minutes.
2.
Before midday, make sure you complete it. No excuses, no need for perfection, just get it done. Number 3, at the close of the day, write down what exactly did I accomplish today? How did I feel once I had completed it? What is the next logical step forward?
You remember, it can be so incredibly simple, like making that phone call you've been putting off, writing the very first paragraph of your project, or finally enrolling in that course.
You don't necessarily have to possess a brilliant mind, you just need to be genuinely authentic and then consistently make things happen.
Recommendations for the human soul.
Indeed, I'm going to share 2 perfect recommendations that have to do with what we have been discussing. This week's song is Starting From Scratch by Malou. This song is an anthem for all of us who need to remember that we can always start all over again. Malu sings with a force that stirs something deep within all of us, reminding us that to begin is not a sign of weakness, but of unbreakable courage. By the way, the first concert I took my girlfriend to was Malu's.
We could distinctly feel the vibrant energy flowing, and then the magic truly began to unfold before us. Oh, Malu.
And if you'd like to watch a film that perfectly embodies everything we've discussed today, I highly recommend The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith. This is the true story of Chris Gardner, a man who lost absolutely everything, yet never stopped taking that crucial next step. His unwavering determination to face each new day, despite living in a homeless shelter with his young son, reminds us that true courage isn't found in perfect circumstances, but in the unbreakable resolve to always keep moving forward. Come on, you can do it.
Concluding remarks and a farewell.
So, thank you so much for being here with me for the second episode of Your Best Self. If there's one important thing I want you to take away with you this week, it's this. The perfect moment to begin is right now, not tomorrow. Don't wait for the moment you feel completely ready. Do it now, because ready is an illusion your fear uses to keep you feeling safe and small, always holding you back. Next week, we'll be discussing the art of perseverance, how to stay on track when everything gets difficult, because starting is brave, but continuing, it's in that very moment where true character is forged.
Until then, always remember this. You don't have to be extraordinary to get started, but you need to start in order to truly become extraordinary. Your authenticity deserves to be lived, not just imagined. Always take the first step. The universe will move to meet you. Friends, everyone, we'll talk again next week.